Testing. 1 2 1 2. Yo people, what's happening? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well. Genuinely do hope that. We are on Sunday, June the 30th. Oh, that big important deadline. Stuff happening with Chelsea at the moment. Of course, we've been covering all the stories here on Chelsea News. Today, we are talking... Jadon Sancho has been offered to Chelsea. This has sort of been going around a couple of days, but more people have spoken about it. It originally came out of Team Talk, but Cy Phillips has actually confirmed as well that he has been offered to Chelsea. I want to talk about that a little bit. Nico Jackson, there's been a lot of talk about him. Of course... Chelsea apparently were going to offer Newcastle Jackson and some money for Isaac, but Romano's come out about that as well. Lots to get into. Strikers, wingers, lots of fun there. As always, I want to thank you for joining me here on the channel. It's very lovely to have you here, mate. So thanks for joining me. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Yeah, hit the sweet, sweet bell, baby. And let's get into it, dude. Sweet. Just quickly, next week, so we are of course on Sunday, June the 30th, going into next week, it looks like Aaron Anselmino will go to London to complete his medical tests, and of course he will return to Boca Juniors for loan, for a 6-month loan, potentially going up to 12 months. Really talented young player, lots of people, posting comps of him, like playing really well and defending really well. Go check that out, something to get... excited about. A lot of people saying generational talent. But yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of those coming apparently, so we'll see what happens. We won't see him immediately, who knows. Next summer, we might have a team of 18, 19-year-olds with Esteval, Paez, Gu, Anselmino. But odds are, a lot of them will go on loan, or some of them might go on loan. Some might be good enough, some might not be good enough. We'll see what happens, though. It's certainly very, very interesting. And as always, we're going to keep it very close watch. Interesting, right? Archie Gray, that kid from Leeds that we were linked for 30 million quid, and everyone went like that. Loads of people want to sign this player. I must say, I think he played well against us in the Cup, didn't he, or something? He's very, very young. But London World is saying Chelsea target Archie Gray is closing in on a move to Premier League, and London rivals Brentford, amid reports Tottenham Hotspur are reportedly considering making an 11th hour offer as they weigh up the possibility of hijacking the Bees' £40 million move. Hold up. I was like... shocked and appalled at paying 30 million quid for this guy. But Brentford, little old Brentford, are breaking the transfer record on this 18-year-old for £40 million. That is incredible peas, you must say. So, I mean, I'm not suggesting I want to spend loads of money and buy this kid. Chelsea obviously don't want to spend that money on him. But what it does say is, maybe our scouting is good. If we were looking at this kid, we approached him like a while ago, and now Brentford are breaking their transfer record on him. Tottenham Hotspur are looking to hijack the deal. Maybe our talent idea is good. Maybe it is good. So yeah, I just wanted to. I don't want to particularly sign him. I feel like we're heavily stocked in the area, but I did want to reference that. Alright, so we're going to talk about Jadon Sancho at the end, but I do want to speak about Nicolas Jackson, because there are loads of stuff going around Nico Jackson in the media at the moment. There's certain headlines saying that he is not happy still with Chelsea because we sacked Pochettino. We knew he was upset with the sacking of Pochettino. He really liked him. Poch really believed in Nico. There was a good relationship there. And, it's speculated that Chelsea know his value's gone up and then we could try and sell him to buy another striker. I don't feel comfortable with that. And fortunately, Fabrizio Romano has come out yesterday or this morning to say it's not nonsense. Chelsea are very, very happy with Nicolas Jackson. They believe they've got a very, very, very good striker, considering he's so young and versatile across the front line as well. And they believe they've got an amazing striker. Remember as well, the CIES Observatory that sort of governs transfer value. How much did we pay for Nico? 32 million quid? He's been valued at 100 million euros after one season with Chelsea. There's a few variables that govern that transfer valuation. First is obviously he's young. Second is he's on a long contract, so they are non-performance related things. So he plays for Chelsea, which is high profile. He's got a long contract, therefore he's protected as an asset and he's worth more money. And he's young, so he's entering his career. And he's performed well. Obviously they analyse all these things, of course, and probably as well, I'm speculating here, but I do wonder, maybe they analyse injury record. Like, this guy's just always available and plays every single game. So surely that has to be incorporated into valuation of a player. Like, if you buy a player that's always injured, he's going to be worth less than buying a player that's always available and always fit. Surely, simple math, right, guys? But yeah, and what was it? 14 non-Premier League goals or 15 in the league or whatever, but non-Premier League, non-penalty Premier League goals is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so they believe, especially in a dysfunctional season, he's very, very good return. They also believe that he's improved immensely in many ways in disciplines. For example, of course, you've got loads of yellow cards for dissent early doors. You completely wipe that out of his game. People forget, but he was offside a lot in the beginning of his Chelsea career, and he reduced that significantly. So they look at a player in Nico that's absolutely trending in the right direction and looks like he's just going to get better and better and better. So they are very happy with him, and fortunately, Romano has reported in his video that he is happy with Chelsea, despite being unhappy originally with the Pochettino sacking. But yes, he said Nico Jackson is a really important player for Chelsea, who they trust, and they believe his value is going to be crazy in the future. They also believe he will do very well under Enzo Maresca next season. He is a key player. Good. So yes, I don't know where these stories, how true they were of him looking to be involved in a swap deal with Isak. And yes, I just don't want to lose a great player in Jackson. I know he divided opinion towards the latter stage, or to be honest, just last season he divided opinion. And I was saying to so many people, I'm really high on Jackson. And I think actually over the summer, when people reflect a little bit more on the striker market, on the age profile of strikers, on the availability of strikers in terms of fitness, like I said, they'll probably reflect on Nicolas Jackson and his non-penalty goals, and his always availability. Best ability is availability, and think probably, I don't want to lose this guy. So yes, I wouldn't want to. I'm very interested in bringing in another striker if it's high profile, like Isak. But yeah, I don't want to lose Nicolas Jackson. I think he's excellent. But yeah, the Guardian reported that Chelsea, of course, had made an inquiry over Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak during the Magpies' concern, of course, with their complying over PSR rules. In a surprise turn of events, Nicolas Jackson was included as part of the deal. This was being reported by The Guardian. I don't know how true this is. I'm being cited here by Football.London. Fortunately, we've heard those quotes from Romano, so I feel like this is probably nonsense. Chelsea have got a great relationship with Newcastle United and the owners, the Saudi connections between both. Todd Bowley's got Saudi connections, and I think Clearlake as well, separately, and obviously together. It makes a strong bond, as it were. But yeah, I don't know if they'd offer Nico Jackson. And it's just, football's so cold, isn't it? You just get offered to people. I know this is all sports, but come on, have a heart. Anyway, I wouldn't want to lose Nicolas Jackson. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you're high on Nico Jackson as well. I'd love Isak, but we'd probably end up giving them Jackson and lots of money, and we'd be getting ripped off, I feel like, as well. And I don't know what Isak's injury record is. I seem to think it's not that great. So anyway, let's move on and speak about Jadon Sancho. So yes, this story has come out from a few outlets. Originally it was from Team Talk, but yeah, like I said, Cy Phillips, who is connected to Chelsea Football Club, has come out and confirmed that he was offered to Chelsea. Chelsea at the moment are considering it not the right fit, but I can understand and believe this story for a couple of reasons. Firstly, Ten Hag, obviously, is the biggest thing here. He's just not going to want to utilise Jadon Sancho. There was that big drama over at Man United where Jadon Sancho wouldn't apologise for that tweet. God, it's juvenile, isn't it? I mean, not just from Sancho, from Ten Hag as well. Like, it's just, I don't think it's like optimum management from him. I did think he sort of threw Sancho under the bus. Sancho stood up for himself, and then he wouldn't apologise, and then, yeah. And it's just, that's it. It's over, the relationship. I'd be very surprised if he comes back in at pre-season and then they have like a kiss and a cuddle. I mean, it could happen, couldn't it? All it would take is a conversation and the whole thing would be fixed, but I don't know. Of course, yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, look, Jadon Sancho, of course, is a Chelsea fan, lest we forget. I did videos on this years ago before he was being heavily linked to Man United, because he says, like, you know, grew up as a Chelsea fan, I idolised Lampard and Drogba, and his mates with people in the Chelsea. I know he's mates with a lot of the academy generation that we had. Of many of them have gone now. Jadon Sancho is a great footballer. I know he's not as vogue as he was his first spell at Dortmund when he was absolutely tearing it up. And of course, Chelsea were looking at adding maybe another high-profile right winger. Of course, in the shape of Michael Olise, and now we've sort of backed off a little bit, and we thought, okay, we'll keep Cole there and Nolly there, and let's buy a left winger. I think Jadon Sancho, is he right-footed? Because he could invert on the other side. I'm not sure, basically. But look, Man United. He will be a good get, by the way, Jadon Sancho, because Man United has paid like what £75 million for him. They will absolutely not get that. Granted, I know he made it to a Champions League final, and that served us well with our lonely player in Martin. He went for a big fee. You know, all things considered of the position and the profile of the player. But yeah, they'd have to sell Sancho for like, I don't know what, £40 million or something. I don't know. It would literally, it would be best over half, but not by much. I think of what they bought him for. Of course, the big significant stumbling block with Sancho is he will be on significantly crazy Man United wages, which Chelsea are not interested in absorbing. So maybe when they, early doors politely declined, that's probably because they are not prepared to pay his wages. I do think there's a player in Sancho. I was very much an advocate of him signing for Chelsea for a long time because he's just like that guy who's a bit of a street footballer. He's exciting. And he's Chelsea, which is always fun. But, now the allure has gone. If he did somehow turn up at Chelsea, I would be a little bit excited, but I just wouldn't be prepared for my club to pay those exorbitant wages on him. I quite like the new wage structure, so I wouldn't want us to just drop silly money on someone like Sancho. Unless he took a massive wage cut and came to Chelsea. Very interesting to see what happens to him, though, where he winds up, because I guess it will be another loan, won't it? It will probably be a Dortmund loan again, where Man United pay half of his wages, I'd have to say. But it happened. He was offered to Chelsea. Well, yes, so we're going to keep you informed. It's that point in the video when I just forget how to speak English. I'm going to keep you informed, of course. Lots more transfer window to go, and Chelsea are looking to make moves. We could still buy a high-profile striker, maybe not so high-profile striker, a wide attacker, another defender, central defender, maybe a left back, and maybe a goalkeeper. So there's so many, players that still could potentially come in. Of course, players to go out. Breuer, possibly Gallagher, probably Trevoh Chalobah. Who knows? People even like Cucurella, if a big bid comes in for him. It won't be a popular move with Chelsea fans, but it could happen. So yes, I'm going to keep you informed as news pops off. So keep it locked to Football Therapy. I'm going to go and have a coffee, so the next video I do, I can speak English a bit better. But thanks for joining me. Thank you for supporting the content. And I hope to see you back here soon. Peace.